Alright, hello everyone, it's me Max23 and welcome back to the Final Fantasy XII Randomizer. Last time we made our way through the Favorites and we arrived at Giruvegan, where the next batch of story content will take place. So this is the place we are supposed to go, so let's see what awaits us here. A lot of stuff actually. We immediately actually open with a boss fight. That's gonna be interesting. Another thing that will be interesting is because last time I did all the licenses, we got a few new options. Like we have more characters now with Quick Hit, which could also be very interesting. So yeah, let's see how this goes. We should be pretty strong, like in general. We should be pretty good. Yeah, let's touch this mysterious device and try to beat the first boss fight here. There are actually a couple of boss fights coming up. Giruvegan is host to a lot of them. But hey, all the better. Boss fights are always interesting. Ah, there he is. That's Daedalus, if I'm not mistaken. Also quite the common Final Fantasy enemy. I think also in Final Fantasy VI and others as well. Oh, the heartbeat. At least he has 3 materia slots, that's very nice. And pretty standard music. Okay, he starts with haste and he is Daedalus, okay. Okay, let's try our usual stuff and let's see if we can... Oh yeah, we are dealing good damage. Let's see if we can put disease on him. He tries to use very strong physical attacks, like that's his gimmick. But he immediately starts casting Dark Aura, nice. But yeah, he usually uses a lot of very strong attacks, and especially once he reaches his critical health percentage, he starts using a lot of combo attacks, which can be pretty dangerous. He has also access to all of those other things like Ice Break, the common like multi-target physical stuff. Rage again. Rage, we know Rage from... nice. We now Rage from... what was it called? Overlord. Overlord did use Rage on us and killed our entire party. And because he did hit Balthier, he probably also has the no evasion augment. But that's it? Nah, not quite. Come on, friend, just attack. Nice, okay. I think Bash landed the killing blow, but yeah, that's a Daedalus. His 3 materia slots couldn't help. Nice. And they are not even linked. Yeah, that grants us access to Giruvegan now. And our first victory pose of this place. A lot more coming up. Congratulations! The winner is you. Nice. Balthier is carrying the Ensanguined Shield and the Euclid Sextant for a lot of time now, for a long time now, right? But hey, it works pretty nice, so why not? Okay, we can progress now. Can I do anything with this guy? No, he's just standing there. He's the guardian of this place. And waits for other intruders that do not prove themselves worthy. Pew. And there's actually not much to say about Giruvegan, especially not during our first trip. Oh, we still have the same music, that's a little bit sad. No, never mind, we got different. We have, it's Final Fantasy II, right? Yeah, it's the, like the Emperor and stuff. But the overall sound of the music sounds similar to what we had previously. I still don't know what the Giruvegan song is. I'm fairly certain I know it, but at the same time I cannot really like place it correctly. But yeah, we are in Giruvegan itself now. We are finally inside. There's not much special stuff to consider here. We get some like basic puzzles here with those gate stones that open portals like that one over there. This is the tutorial. When we touch one of those devices, like this portal vanishes. This concept will become much more important later on, but for now we use it as a small introduction and stuff. Also the behemoths are kind of small. Like little behemoths, baby behemoths, nice. But yeah, not much like special stuff to consider here at the moment. There is sometimes the chance that the Diacon entity appears here. The weather condition for that is that the mist in this place is pretty thick. That can happen from time to time, and then the Diacon entity is here. To be honest, I struggle a little bit with seeing the like strong mist weather. Like I'm not sure. I'm fairly certain it's not much different to the what this looks like right now. But apparently, according to what it's called, the mist density must be higher. But yeah, apparently it's not here, otherwise I think you would have already seen the Diacon entity. But that's not like bad right now. We will return to this place later on anyways. Because this area here is also host to a lot of optional content. Especially one like kind of optional content is very... we get a sash. One kind of optional content in this place here is pretty infamous. Maybe even like, or maybe you could also say it's the next section, but like depending on where you want to put the Great Crystal. That's the keyword here, Great Crystal. We should make it to the Great Crystal in this episode. I don't think I will spend too much time in Giruvegan itself. We got a Goku pool. Dude, I'm starting with the pool again. The Goku pool. We got one of those again. Yeah, very nice. I think that's an item I can buy in arcades or so. That's pretty nice. That should mean that I can sell it for some nice money. Once again, I'm still scouting for like good areas to... what is this? No, Baron. I'm still scouting for areas where I can farm money pretty efficiently. I think still the best option would be Giza Plains during the rains. That one location where the Gill Turtle was, like I've already shown you a couple of episodes ago. Speaking of a couple of episodes ago, I want to apologize again, but like over the course of the, I don't know, last 10 episodes or so, there was like 2 or even more times where the audio once again glitched out and I had to like cut out the audio. I'm sorry about that. I'm still not sure what's the problem there. I think I found a solution, but I cannot really tell unless it happens again. So sorry for that, and I try to fix that problem. At least I'm able to always put like the background music back in by some clever editing, but the in-game sounds like the comet sound right there was not hearable. Sorry for that, but yeah, I still try to like figure some stuff out, and there are always like technical difficulties, of course, that just happen. If you ever like recorded stuff for YouTube or in general, you know that stuff like that always happens. But still, I want to give you the best quality that I can, of course, so... and it annoys me personally, so... yeah, sorry for that. I tried to fix that by trying out different settings and stuff. But hey, OBS is just a software. Like, that stuff happens from time to time. But I hope it's gone now, because like I said, I do try some new settings right now. And I hope it's gone for good now. Yeah, otherwise, what can I say about Giruvegan? Not much. Not much about Giruvegan. You can see enemies are not all that powerful. We get behemoths. We already saw those in favorites. Not the beasts that they usually are in other Final Fantasy games. Normally behemoths are of a different kind. Like normally behemoths are actually enemies not to be taken lightly. But like the nature of Final Fantasy XII's battle system, like renders them pretty weak, which fits the game, but is still a little bit disappointing. Like I already said it last time in the last episode when we already encountered those guys here, but they are just reskins basically. A little bit wasted the Behemoth name here, but still okay. And we also get some new Malboro variant here. Also nothing new. Like a lot of recycled enemies here, but more powerful. Which I don't think is bad, but yeah, we've already seen all of that, so not much there to talk about. The gargoyle barons sometimes have haste. Nice. We're actually approaching some territory where the like regular enemies too have some buffs on themselves. So that's something to consider. Also in this area right now there's no rare game we need to hunt down. All of that is in the Great Crystal. The Great Crystal definitely is the star of the show here in Giruvegan. And of course pretty infamous. But hey, I will lead you through the Great Crystal, don't worry. Cypress Pole too, like do those Mithril Golems give two kinds of poles? I already got the Goku pool from them. Pool again, dude, I cannot. Goku pool, guys. And a Capella too, wow, those guys drop a lot of weapons. Interesting, I like that. Not stuff I want to equip because I already got better stuff, but still, nice money. So this is the second section here, and I think afterwards we arrive at the safe crystal, and then we only have like a transition area that leads us to the Great Crystal. Which means, yeah, of course we are going to the Great Crystal this episode. I did not expect that like the main area here takes too long anyways. Oh nice, Balthia's immune against stop. What does Balthia have? Balthia you have... slow does not matter. Yeah, it's the Tourmaline ring, nice. Balthia's equipment is also very nice. Like he has very great pieces of equipment equipped. Very good stuff. Enemies also cannot really touch us still. I don't like that. Okay, some magic deals damage, but physical attacks are absolutely nullified here. We got haste, nice. Haste is funny, but I cannot sell that. That's the only like downside of things. That stone will probably open that portal here, but I don't think it will. Parent Gate stone, let's see. Nope, it's still here. Haha. You can also see Gate Paralthon. You can also always see the name of the portal. It makes it easier to relate. Oh, that's not good. It's not really not good. Bren is just killing everyone. But she is out of confuse. Nice. Please take care of this Vivian. Pretty exotic name for Malboro. Vivian. Oh, look at both here with the Phoenix Stone healing, very nice stuff. And nice, Bash gets rid of Seth, very good. But yeah, what I wanted to say before I got bad breath there. You can always examine the portals, the gates, and it tells you which gate it is, and based on the name you can like correspond it to one of those gate stones. This is Parent Gate Stone, so it will not open the Paralthon gate. It will open the Parent Gate instead. The naming scheme is specifically complicated. Like that's intentional, I think, to like make it a little bit more interesting to traverse the area. But nothing that's unsolvable. Like I said, those ports will become more important later on. Especially in the Great Crystal. The Great Crystal is where those portals really come to great use. to great use, and are also like basically the reason why the Great Crystal is such a maze. But yeah, more on that later. Let us arrive at the Great Crystal first, before I talk too much about it. Also, I should lead with Bash, because Bash has KO attacks still. Makes us consume less MP, hopefully, if it lands. Then again, both here is pretty fast with this Comet. Like, that's another thing about a Comet. Comet does not have a very long charge time, it also charges pretty fast. But hey, we conserved some MP there. 2 times actually, because Bash killed them instantly, nice. Those guys might be immune to KO. The Mithril Golems also do not move like far away from their like initial position. Makes it pretty easy to attack them with. Wait a second, I do not touch that one, but makes it simpler to. Makes it so that you can stay away and bombard them with long-ranged attacks without running much risk. But they use, but they still use magic, so that kind of negates their like weakness of being stationary. Okay, let's open this. Sure. Not sure if that's important or not. We want to open that gate, and that's not the Parathon gate. It was the one up here, but not that one. This is, let's see. Of course, the enemies can just go in and out as they please, obviously. That's the Taishi gate, nice. So we need to find the Taishi gate stone. Bap bap babi bap bap. Dabi da dab. The music loops a lot, that's kind of annoying, but not too bad. Like, at least it's the catchy, like, Final Fantasy II music. Like, I wouldn't call it catchy, it's good, it serves its purpose. It's not catchy though, but you can listen to it for extended periods of time, I think. Like, it reminds me of my Final Fantasy II playthrough, also a nice experience. I got an ether, nice. Although ethers at this stage are not really worth that much anymore. If I need some small MP healing, of course, that's gonna be good, but otherwise, nah, not so much. Oh, we found him, a Diacon entity. Let's try to defeat this guy. Like I said, I wasn't really able that the mist is more dense here. I mean, if you look here, yeah, you could. Maybe you need to stare into the middle for that. Oh, we can already see the Great Crystal there, nice. But yeah, if you stare here, you can see that it is probably more dense than like normally. Where's the Entite now? Is it down here now? No. But yeah, I will try to defeat that guy. That will be our first Entite that we need to defeat. That will be interesting, to say the least. I think we might have aggroed it because we started... Nah. Actually, I want to look at something, because I saw something at the Great Crystal. Like, obviously that's the top of the Great Crystal. Like, there's this, like, shimmering, like, reflection there. I think that's just a stone. For a second, I thought that might be Ultima, because Ultima is at the, like, very top of the Great Crystal. That would have been an amazing detail, but I think it's just one of those, like, pieces of debris floating around there. So, never mind. Yeah, you. Let's see. 84,000. Ooh, that's gonna be a lot. Let's see how this goes. Okay, he casts Saudi, that's not very good. 59 now, 1,000. Okay, that's good damage. Also takes a lot of damage. Pretty tanky. Okay, but we should be able to take him on. Yeah, okay, the good thing is all of its attacks are only single target. But it still deals very good damage. Huh. Bash, you need to revive. I think you deal the least damage with your physical attacks. Oh, nice. Bash is immune against Firaga. That's pretty good. The Diacon Entite and like all Entites also have this very like bad augment that they like deal recoil damage to the attacker, which is very annoying. I want to use an Ether because Friend is out of magic. Bolthy is gonna survive, he will take that. He even absorbs that, pretty nice. Okay. Bash is not so good. Can I quickly heal him? I think... no, never mind. It deals 2000 damage. It deals 2000 damage. That's a little bit too much for Bash here. Bash still has very few HP, which is not very nice, but hey. He has the most amount of MPs though, I think. But yeah, that was our first Entite. We got an Assassin's Dagger, which is pretty useless, I think. And like something else. It did give a good amount of XP and LP though, so yeah, pretty nice. And we needed to for the Bestiary anyways. Also thank you for disproving my theory there, Mithril Golem. Those guys do in fact move. I thought they remain stationary and do not like move far from their like original location. But guess I was wrong. Okay, another Goku pole. Goku pole. This is the gate stone we are missing. Let's touch it. And now we have the way forward opened. There's a treasure chest there still. Of course, I'm gonna pick that up. I like the design of the treasure chests here. I like this like container here, this crystal like container. Oh, Aegis shield. Not sure if that's particularly good or not. I will definitely check it out. I think it's not a high tier thing or so. Maybe it is. And Sanguine shield. Where is it? Aegis shield. Yeah, that's the one with a magic evade. Yeah. Who knows? Might be interesting. But not needed right now. Okay, this must be the gate. Yeah, that's the gate Paltheon or whatever it was called. Cannot recall right now. Don't. Thank you. Okay, we've opened all the gates here, I think. I think if you stand to the middle here, like the mist is really dense, more dense than usual. Dude, no, don't attack this guy. Just ignore him, okay? Bash, you need to chill. Thank you. Okay, but yeah, a lot of back and forth here, but the layout of all is pretty logical. Like if we look at the map, yeah, we've gone down, then up again on the other side, and now we're going down again. And reach the newly opened portal. Like, I should not call it portal, it's not a portal, it's a gate. The portal would transport you to a different location, I think. But the portal just blocks your way, more or less. We are still getting gambits at this stage. Like, do I even have all the gambits? I know that at some point I was missing some, like, character-specific gambits, like enemy targeting friend or so. I wonder if I have them all by now. Like, then again, I'm never using those gambits that, like, often at least. But it would still be interesting to know. The other guys attacking guys in like various different locations. Dubby-de-dub. Ether again. It's nice, I just consumed one. But yeah, we're almost there, Only this guy, and then we should find a hidden pathway here. Giruvegan itself is a pretty cool location, like aesthetic-wise. Like it's one of those like areas where it's like a whole lot of nothingness and you cannot really pinpoint where you are in relation to the entire area. I think that's pretty nice. Also those things are pretty stylish, I think, those platforms here. And we further descend down. Okay, we should be at the save crystal now. We also get a cutscene. I like that the platforms here make a little sound if you step on them. The music's still the same. Do not need to watch this then. Dub dub beat dub dub deep, and it starts again. And now we're in a more mystical area of the Giruvegan. We got blind, nice. But yeah, nice change of color here compared to the previous two areas. Once again, great usage of color. Like the Final Fantasy XII team did really knew how to use color to make the areas more varied and stuff. I like that. It gives the areas overall a lot more character, which is always good. Okay, now we are here. I think I want to explore this area. We also still need to find the map. I think the map might actually be here somewhere. Also very interesting, the first time you come here there are no enemies. If we revisit this location later there will be enemies though. More of those gargoyle barons and stuff. I think maybe also some Vivians. This is the middle, this is where we want to go, but not yet. I'm kind of confused because I got the feeling that I missed the urn with the map. Might actually be that it is over here somewhere. If I missed it, that's not too bad, but still would have been nice if I got it. This is here, this is interesting, we cannot go here, but I still wonder where it leads. Like, like it's one of those mysterious things, like, where you think it would go somewhere, and it does go somewhere, obviously. You can see on the... You can peek through here, but like, you can never enter it. Even though you can enter the... and interact with the other, like, gate, door, or whatever that is. Kind of strange. So, Ember Armlet, okay. I think that's also not new. Also very, very interesting that you use the slopes here, not the actual stairs to go up there. Then again, those are some big stairs, like the main guys that lived here must have been pretty big or so. And I think we are done now, we need to go up here. Yep. And it is a bottle of Domain Calvados, interesting. Might also be good, should use that at some point. But yeah, I must have missed the... It's not here, right? Or it could be one of those urns you get for defeating a boss or so. Maybe. Like, also not here, right? Nope. I'm certain it's in one of those areas here. Must have missed it. Never mind, we will come back here and then I can search for the map if I want to. Okay, now it's time for another boss fight. Like I promised you, there are a lot of boss fights in Giruvegan. Because once you go here, we trigger a little cutscene. Once we step onto the very big platform here. Whoosh. Like it's one of those reroll type dragons again. This guy is so unimportant that I completely forgot what he is called. He is called the Tyrant. And interestingly, he has like a technic block field, which is very interesting. But he should have like disabled something else, because like technics is not really something I use that often. In any case, I should get rid of his buffs there using a Rasker. Okay, Bile is pretty interesting. It inflicts Sep and Blind, was it? Yeah, Sep and Blind. He got very dramatic music. Like that piece of music is usually reserved for some more critical boss fights, more important boss fights. But here it's kept for a very common enemy. No, not common enemy, but pretty lackluster boss fight. Like, more like a mini boss fight, if you ask me. But yeah, our guys are still doing their things. Bush attacks. Fran occasionally heals, both here too. Our piercing Giruvegan is annoying. But yeah, otherwise Bush and Fran cast magic and it deals a lot of damage, so yeah. That's my counter strategy. Tyrant does have a lot of HP though, you can tell. He also got some pretty nice magics here and there, dealing good damage. Yeah, piercing Giruvegan, of course, we know that from Zeromus, piercing Giruvegan is pretty strong. Last time with Zeromus we had reverse on our side, which was pretty hilarious, because he just healed like half our max HP, which was pretty great and pretty strong of a heal. Now Bush is still very good with his combos, which is nice. Oh come on, no! That's too bad. Bush does not get the pleasure to pose here. But yeah, that's Tyrant done. He falls down, right? Yeah. Bye-bye. And dissolves, like 2 things at once. Okay, this means only the OG Sky Pirates here pose. Fran and both here. Like the dynamic couple here. Look at those 2 infamous Sky Pirates. I like that Fran plunges the weapon into the platform here. Like, and it's pretty odd because the platform is levitating and is kind of translucent. Okay, Bush, don't take a nap here. I could switch him out. Come on, come on, Ash. You want to meet the Okuria, so you lead the way. Actually, you don't lead, but you can be part of the party, I guess. But yeah, this waystone, and this is the interesting part now, takes us to the Great Crystal. What is this music? What is this music? Okay, sounds interesting. But yeah, welcome to the Great Crystal. I can show you the gimmick of this place, because the gimmick of this place is pretty fun. Let's take a look at the map. Oh, yeah, the gimmick of the Great Crystal is you do not have a map. That like is very useful. Instead, what you have to do is you basically would have to like draw your own map here. The layout of the Great Crystal is pretty simple for that reason. Basically, the only like room in the Great Crystal are those, also both here. No, not Ash. Both here, Remedy. But yeah, the layout of the Great Crystal is pretty simple. You cannot hear that. Oh, never mind, you can. The layout of the Great Crystal is pretty simple. Basically, the Great Crystal only consists of waystones, those floating singular platforms, and paths that connect those platforms. So basically, what you can do is like drawing circles on a piece of paper or so, and like connect them with the lines, and you can make a pretty accurate map of the Great Crystal. Furthermore, we also have more of those gates here that have already been established. In order to open that one, we would need to find the Scorpio gate stone. I'm not even sure. I think do we open that one? I'm not sure. Our first goal here, while like the story portion of this is pretty simple. The optional portions of the Great Crystal become very, very complicated. Very, very complicated. But yeah, for the story section, our goal is to descend. We want to go to the bottom of the Great Crystal. Another thing about the Great Crystal, with the like individual areas here, you can also see that the area is called the Great Crystal Aprama Vicari. Basically, the names are also, or at least if you don't really pay attention to them, the names are gibberish. But there is actually a naming scheme to the entire place. There's actually a naming scheme. I think the naming scheme like follows like the botanical naming scheme of like flowers and stuff, and like the middle is called something, and then like the outer ones are Vicari, and like the middle is Prama or so. And basically like how every floor is structured in the Great Crystal is more or less like a flower, and therefore they use this naming scheme. And like if you are able to like decipher the naming scheme and find out the pattern, you would actually be able to pretty accurately tell where you are. That's also very fun. But just to mention that those like names here for the individual areas are not like completely nonsense. There is like a very thought out structure there actually, and I think if you go higher where like a lot of those like round platforms are in one area, in one like floor, then like there are also more names here. Like it can be 4 names like Aprama Vicari thingamajig or so. Like but there's a structure to that which I find pretty great. A lot of attention to detail once again. But yeah, we want to go down. That doesn't mean that going up here is bad. But yeah, we will find our way. Okay, I think this should open the Scorpio gate. Yo, and we get some ambush from behind. Mother bombs. Okay, mother bombs are actually sight unseeing, nice. Mother bombs are actually weak to ice, which is funny. Ah yeah, the Great Crystal also has a lot of... okay, never mind. The Great Crystal also has a lot of like very like unique features, especially the rare games. The rare games can also be kind of tricky here. But I don't think we will encounter rare games while we are here during our story trip. In any case, we can see that the gates down for Scorpio does not work. That's because like this gates down activates once we are finished with the story portion of this, and then we would be able to go into the optional sections of this. That's basically a way to prevent you from going into the optional stuff right away. So that's nice. So this time we actually go down. There was not another pathway there, that's just a dead end that leads to the gates down. And then we would activate it, and then we would like open this, and we could proceed like further into the like optional sections, like I said. But yeah, we want to actually go down, like actually here. Normally you shouldn't pay too much attention to whether like the pathway goes up or down. We'll see. Okay, like some kind of Coel variant. A lot of mystical creatures here. But nothing we can't handle. Cloud Staff, interesting. And Great Crystal, the later sections also have some great treasures. At least in the base game. I think you can find Hastegar and of course the Excalibur, which are 2 very important things in the base game. Not sure what I get here, but we will find out. At least not sure about like Hastegar, it could be like a completely different spell. But at least you would be able to get the Excalibur, which can be nice, but then again, don't know what the stats are, you know, the usual gist. Thief's Cap is interesting, nice. Another thing about the story section of this, most of the stuff during the story section is pretty linear. If we ran the optional section, like we would already have like found, let's say, like 3 split paths or so, and we would have to keep track of where we are and stuff. Like I said, you need to draw your own map if you want to do this, all of this legitimately. I think I always use the like map from like guidebooks and stuff because yeah, like doing this without map is very insane. I think it's possible because like another thing about like the Great Crystal and about the layout, another thing to consider is that the layout is like almost always symmetrical. I think that doesn't apply for the story sections, but the later sections are always like arranged in a symmetrical manner, which also can help navigating the place. Like people absolutely don't like this place usually because it is so like complicated and stuff. Especially later on, you also need to do stuff with the gates and stuff, and like try to figure out where to activate the gate zone, then find your way back to the gate, and like sometimes that also like involves opening multiple gates to reach another gate and stuff, and like that becomes more complicated. Not here though. Speaking of complicated, we have a split path here now. We have the option between 3 paths. I think going up here leads to maybe another gate. Yep. No, never mind. Leads to a treasure chest, actually. Of course, I do not recall the entire layout here, especially the story sections. The story sections are nothing I really pay too much mind about, because as I said, they are fairly linear, and you only have reason to go here once. Holy Rod is interesting, nice. Got a lot of proficiencies. Yeah, I think if I go down here, I will eventually arrive back at my like starting locations where the Waystone is. Oh, never mind. I find a thing here, a Gates stone. I wonder if this one is already timed, because that's another thing about the Great Crystal. If you activate gate stones here, I think it always spawns a timer, and you need to reach the gate in the time that is given to you. Otherwise, you would need to track down the gates down again, and yeah, have to basically do all of that again. And that also makes it much more important to remember the layout here and figure out like the best pathway to navigate the place. And this is the Cancer one, and that one does not have a timer, okay. Yeah, then it's only later. Like, later sections really greatly expand upon like the concepts established here, which I find nice. Okay, this is the one where we arrived. And if you paid attention, we did go in a circle, basically. Like, basically we started here. This one leads to the treasure chest again, to that platform. That did lead to the, into the gate stone. And the gate stone did lead us back here. Which means this must be the way to the portal then. Also, why is no one curing Doom on Fren? Can I just do this and it's gone? That was both here. Both here, try it. Okay, never mind, wasted one. It was actually Fren that was targeted right away. I thought it was both here. Got confused there because both here still has slow as status affected there. I've already figured out that like slow and haste cancel each other out. He may have slow written there, but it's actually like normal speed for him. Gold hairpin also very interesting. Like, it does not in the base game have the usual effect of halving MP consumption, but it's still a nice piece of equipment, I figure. Like, we already went through the portal here, by the way, and to arrive at the next Waystone. I think that might actually also already be it for this. Actually not. Yeah, another way to orientate yourself is you can count the... You can take a look at the Waystone number here. This is Waystone 5. And the previous one from which we came must have been number 6. And like the number goes down the lower you go in the Great Crystal, and it goes up the higher you go. I think we started at number 8 maybe, or 7. Yeah, that's another way to orientate yourself. Okay, this one will lead us further down. Eventually we need to make it to number 1, so we still have like a couple of areas to go through here. This will not lead us to like the right section right away. Another thing to consider here is, or to like notice here, is that the Great Crystal becomes more lighter the lower you go. And if you go up later on, it will become darker, which is also a nice contrast to like the story area and the optional area. Look how bright this is! Whoa! should have brought my sunglasses, but too bad I did not do so. Okay, once again, this floor here should be pretty simple. Also, you should have noticed by now I've been talking about floors here. Basically, each like section of the Great Crystal is arranged in a floor. Gaia gear is nice, but I think I did already buy once. Yeah, all of this is a floor, and you reach the next floor by touching like a new Waystone and stuff. Okay, I think now it becomes more complicated with the Waystones here, because we did find... Not Waystones, but the Gate Stones here. We did find a gate already, and we do have a Gate Stone here. And there's also like 2 portals in place right now. I did not check what the other one was, but this one is Arius. This is the Arius Gate. And I think this one will not open the Arius Gate, it will open a different one. Introducing you to more like complicated layouts here. This is the Piscis Gate Stone, okay. Those gate stones, of course, named after like astrological signs and stuff. And Piscis being fishes. I think I already explained that when I defeated Matthias. Yeah, I think Piscis is the one over there. Yeah, this one is gone now. Nice. That raises the question, where does this one meet? This path here. Theoretically, that should not be another loop or so. That seems... yeah, that's only going straight, okay. I think we will end up at a different like treasure chest again. Like, there must be one after this one here. Because this will probably lead to a dead end. You get a ninja gear, okay. Okay, going up here, so far just a plain straight. Oh, this activates another gate stone, interesting. I guess this is Arius. Yep, it is. Oh, also Necrophobe, interesting. A new enemy here. And those guys do what like the usual ghosts do. They inflict statuses and stuff. And have the very annoying property of being teleporting enemies. Okay, one thing that might actually happen here is we did activate like the Arius gate now. I think the Piscis one is closed now again. Let's see if the gate is closed again, we know for sure. Okay, now. Okay, because that's also a thing about the later sections. In later sections, you also need to consider how many portals you can open at the same time. I think in the upper sections, it's like two portals that can be opened at the same time. And considering that the areas become bigger and stuff, that's gonna be very important, crucial. Also, and we are back here, yeah. This is the Arius gate again, and this is the Piscis gate stone again. I think so far it should be easy enough to follow along. But yeah, the later ones. I keep mentioning it, but the later ones. That's number 3, and I think we are already done with the story portion of this. I think the rest is just a safe crystal, and we do arrive at number 2 now, and yeah, we are, we are arriving at a safe crystal, and then like the next Waystone, which is down there. We can already see that one, like there. That will lead us to the next boss fight and the next story event.
I've never seen this much mist. Are you all right?
Yes, I am all right. Thank you. Penelope, always so considerate. Waystone number 2. The safe crystal must be down there, yeah. Very unique area for the Great Crystal, by the way, that you have like 2 of those big platforms at once. But look at this, it's the sun. Ah, my eyes. Nice. And there we go. There's the safe crystal. Okay, next up is another boss fight. Hey, who would have guessed? Crystal Core. And you can also see that we are at the very bottom here. Crystal Core. Like, that's one of the areas also that has, like, a very, very, like, unique name. Oh yeah, better Crystal Core than Crisis Core, right? Okay, ways down 1 leads us outside of the Great Crystal again. Which means our business here is finished. For now. And we arrive at a new Esper, actually. A new Esper fight is about to happen. But yeah, that one, once again, should be easy enough. Let's see how this goes. Nice, it's a horse. Shemhazai, yeah. Shemhazai is, I think, another one of those Espers that also appear as Ukavi and Final Fantasy Tactics, which is pretty nice. And look at the damage you are dealing. Was that? Yeah, that was Ash with the critical again. Wow. Okay, sorry Shemhazai, but you are pretty dead. Shemhazai also using very weak magic with arrow there. Okay, Shemhazai tries to resort to a Roga now, yeah, but oh, that was actually some good damage, but yeah, so much for that. Yeah, that was super easy. Shemhazai, of course, being the archer, Sagittarius. But hey, new Esper. I would say we did fight some stronger Esper so far, but that might just be me. In any case, a new Esper is a new Esper. That only leaves 5 in the entire game, I think. Chaos. Yeah, I think it's only 5. 2 of which we will get throughout the story still. Yeah, 3rd time's the pose, 3rd time's a charm. Or so. Good, nice. Now we can pick up the treasures here. Get a reverse mode, could be useful. And we get a haste gun mode, also useful. Okay, now it's finally time to meet the elusive Okuria. The creators of Ivalice or so. Actually, I don't think they actually classify as creators of Ivalice. They try to like steer like the mankind and stuff, the humans and like all other living beings in Ivalice, but I'm not even sure if they are the creators. I don't think they are actually. Anyways, we get the Empyrean race down here, and we need to read the inscription, yeah, and touch the device. And that will trigger a cutscene. We will get some more exposition about Fainaru, which is this ghost thing we have seen throughout the stories a few times by now. Laser beam. Yeah, this is where the Okuria reside. This pretty awesome realm here. And they only want to speak to Ash.
Fear not, Princess of Dalmasca.
We get some special magic here, music here.
And you alone.
The magic of music. Ah, do we hear something, or is it just whatever? Anyways, the Okuria are like materializing in their ghost form or whatever. Can you even call that materializing? I don't think so. Look at them. Okay, we get that music. Nothing special.
Desires power.
Oh yeah, I want more power. I'm actually quite powerful already. But still they give us the treaty blade. Nice.
Restore Dalmasca's sovereignty and make our amends with Lady Ashe. It's the only way to avert war.
Okay, but Vaughn doesn't care. Vaughn, yeah, Vaughn, that was Vaughn. Vane doesn't care. I mean, Vaughn probably also doesn't much care. I mean, yeah, he does, of course, but
In tower,
you know,
on distant shore dreams the sun crest.
you did well to recite that, Bush. But yeah, that's our next destination, actually. That is our next destination. And yeah, story-wise, we did discover that Dr. Sid did play us like a fiddle. He did never go here. He just wanted us to meet the Courier and like give like make us like execute his like next plan more or less. We don't know where we want to go now, and we just got that cryptic hint that Bush was just reciting there from the Courier. Our next best bet would be to go back to Belfenheim and speak to Raiders again, who was like investigating other stuff while we spent our time here. So yeah, and that's what we will do now. And this guy, this Waystone also does lead us back outside again, by the way. It's actually so kind to bring us all the way back here, not to back to Daedalus, which is nice. So yeah, of course we are using the teleport stone here to warp back. Where is it? The port at Belfenheim. Still nice that we got teleport stones. Like, this would have been pretty annoying to go back there without teleport stones. And yeah, we need to go back to Raiders now, and we should get our next hint for where to go. I mean, of course, the party like is speculating maybe Raiders knows something, but of course, since it's an RPG and we need to like go through the story here, and of course, Raiders does know the exact piece of information we need, like classic with with RPGs and stuff. Yes, enter the manse. Like, Raiders got a pretty cool, like, place to live.
Ships in the water. Send fishing dories if
Oh,
need
nice,
be. I
nice
care not.
music here.
Glossair engines
Pretty
are as good to us as sky to a
somber.
fish. Leave what boats have foundered. I want souls saved, not
What is this
driftwood.
music again?
Our armada
Might be Final
ran
Fantasy
foul of
13
bad
or
water near the Ritter and the
13-2 or so.
cataract. All engines stopped a sudden. Becalmed. Trouble with a mist thick as death, it seems. Those seas are yacht. I expected airship trouble, not a fleet foundering amidst the waves.
Well, that's how it goes sometimes with us. Anyways, we do know our next location now. Also, Raiders joins the party as a guest. That's gonna be very interesting. Yeah, our next destination would be the Pharos. The Pharos is like the next big area, and basically also the last big area before the finale, actually. Beating the Pharos will unlock the last stuff of like optional content we haven't unlocked now. But speaking of optional content, of course we also did unlock some content now because we finished Giruvegan, which was the last big story section. So let's take a look at everything now. A lot of stuff to do. We still also have some side quests open from after Dracula. So I need to strategize again. Let's take a look at Raiders. He is 46. He is always, I think, 2 levels higher than the party average or so. Status. He has good attack power, good defense. He has good magic power. A pretty low strength, I guess. Vitality also not too good. Speed is average, I would say. But yeah, interesting. He does have some evade, which is nice. But what spells and stuff does he have? He got Poisoner, interesting. He still has Holy. Okay, that also tells us that Holy is still the same. Holy is still Holy. Deal extreme light damage to one foe. Yeah, radical. No, never mind. Got 1000 needles, which is always... Okay, it has more reason here because he does not have telekinesis. But usually he does have like telekinesis instead of 1000 needles. Stamp, Bone Crusher, Sight Unseen, yeah. There are actually only 2 techniques that are missing, and of course one of them is Steel, which is... the other one is MPTP, which is also something I would like. Like, those are 2 of the best ones that you can actually make some use of, and like, we don't have them. It's pretty ironic. But yeah, he does not have the best things. One thing that makes Raiders pretty great actually is that he has access to Erase, which is pretty good, very good spell. But Erase apparently is Persona in this. Could be better, to say the least. Also, not many spells are left. We still have some green magic, yeah. I wonder what the rest here is. Some time magic as well. I hope we still get some like big stuff here and there. I mean, Holy is good, but only also once again 1 foe. I would prefer a spell that targets multiple enemies. That would be nice. But hey, that's Raiders for you. What are his gambits? That's not good. He also wants to use Domain Calvados. Yeah, I think not. Ghost HP, attack, a flying enemy, 1000 needles. Flying enemy, where do we have flying enemy? Enemy flying. There we go. Because Raiders does not have a long range weapon. He has as close combat as it gets. He does not have any statuses on him by default, so Stamp is also not really all that great. Sight Unseen Stamp. It's also only harmful statuses, huh? Yeah, I think it was Struggle for Freedom that also made it so that you can like copy beneficial statuses. But not here though. Persona, now that's also just annoying. I guess you can use Holy. Like, Raiders has a lot of gambit slots, but also in the base game he does not have like a way to make much use of it. I think Holy is not all that costly, is it? 42, yeah. You do that, okay. I think that's okay. Nice, okay. Do the shops have something new? I don't think so. Let's take a quick look. I think the weapons and armor shops got updated. No, he still does not have anything else. I also don't know where to get other technic chests in the game. That's also something I usually get. I think there are some in Lucem Mines or so still left. Maybe Hen Mines too. Like all the mines. Oh yeah, we've got new stuff here. We've got Save the Queen. Oh god, stuff is getting very expensive. Save the Queen has the same strength as Advanced Defender right now, so that's pointless. We got Amino Murakumo, which has element water. Nice. Holy Lance has element wind, but it's also not better than Dragon Whisker, but has on hit sleep. Okay. Ichibo, element ice. Not sure if that carries over. I think those 4 are new, and the other stuff is the same as we had before. Okay, what do we have here? Emma. Geiger set. Earth potency, very low magic resist compared to the stuff we have. Geiger's chest plate, also not too good, I think. Search the deepest recesses of coffers and like, yeah. Oh, this is could be interesting. Immune to wind, weak against fire. Okay. It at least has good magic resist. That's straight up better. Cleric's rope does not have anything. Has also very low defense. That's also not very good, and I think the rest is also still the same. Yeah. Never mind, this is new, right? Absorb Shadow and equip Lure. That's pretty good. Let's get one of those. Just for when I would like to make use of it. No one can equip it even. But having Lure on a character is nice. Also immune against sleep, nice. Okay, that's that. Let's check out some more shops here first. Then I will go to the tavern. Power armlet is new. Reduces physical damage taken when HP critical. I'm not even sure, is that even new? Might, Weak against wind, huh? It's just gambits, that's nothing new. I think we got new magic, persona, yeah, that would be a rise. We also got Graphira. Yeah, not the best things in the world. I think that's it, right? Yeah. Okay, let me go to the... No, let me go to the tavern. Let me go to the tavern and check out the new hunts. There should be a few of them. Let's see. The white cap. Okay, what do we have here? Oh yeah. We got Deathgaze, Diabolos, Psychodemon, Wild Malboro, Catoblepas, and Fafnir. Oh yeah, the ranks are also getting higher now. Psychodemon being the lowest with 5. We also still have the Bradia ones. And Deathgaze, very interesting one. Very interesting one, by the way, very, very interesting. I like the concept of Deathgaze. Diabolos leads us back to Luso Mines. I know that I will combine that with a different hunt. Psychodemon leads us back to Giruvegan. So that's nothing I would like to do right now. Vidal to Malboro is in the favored. Of course, a lot of hunts being in the areas we just visited. Catoblepas actually leads us back to the Sartinian caves. Also very interesting. I recall that we still have some rare games in Sartinian caves. Also Fafnir is another very interesting one. Also very strong. That one leads us to back to the Paramina Rift. Okay. So far for that. Let's head back to the safe crystal. And then I need to go back to Rabanastre. And afterwards I need to make a plan. Of course I want to go back to Rabanastre because I would like to speak to Mont Blanc. And take on some more elite marks. What does our supply of, you know what say, teleport stones? Those guys are also still selling their stuff from the Sensi, which is pretty funny to me. Yeah, I could get some more teleport stones. Yeah, 41 is good. 41 is pretty good.